everyone. I'm Heather, the Starlight Priestess. Today is April 4th, so we're going to be discussing the 4/4 portal. I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a collective reading first, and then I'm going to break out the cards second for pick a card reading. So I already selected cards from my Energy Oracle deck. So the cards that we have are Bearing Fruit, A Deep Breath, and A Merry Motive. Sorry about that. Let me turn off my volume so you don't hear my notifications. Okay. So when this card came up, I'm getting a very strong feeling that this is a portal into abundance. This is a time of things like seeds that we have planted, and it feels like seeds that we have planted over the winter are coming to fruit. And this could be the very beginning stages, and maybe we don't see more of the fruit until later this summer. But it seems like a very, as this is spring, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, it feels like things are really growing and blooming, so to speak, in all areas of our lives. This card speaks to me, telling me that the energy and where we put our focus is going to be a very important thing for us over the next week, the next month. And it's really focusing on what we want to create for ourselves. It's connecting with the crown chakra and going deep into a space of communication with spirit. This is our wishes coming true. It's telling me that our wishes are coming true, and we just need to stay focused on what we are desiring. Let's see what other energy I can feel from this. It feels like there's a lot of, and forgive me, and I'm clairvoyant, and so I close my eyes. If you haven't been in my readings before, I haven't done a lot of face-to-face readings lately, so I'm closing my eyes a lot. It's kind of irritating, but I apologize because that's how I see things. So this energy it's very... We need to focus, like I said, focusing on our desires, focusing on what we want to create for ourselves. And it's almost like if we can visualize, and some people can't visualize your desires very well, that visualization is sometimes difficult for people. But it's putting focus on what we want. So if you are not a person who can visualize very easily, find a picture of something you want and focus on that picture and let it elicit feelings. So say you want a new car, easiest example. You want a new car. Find a picture of that car that you want and look at it and see if feelings come up, like feelings of excitement driving it, feelings of excitement, touching the leather. Maybe you can visualize the feel of the leather. Anything that works for you to put your energy to find that right vibrational match of what you want to create for yourself. Okay, it feels like this is the time that wishes are being granted, and I think it feels like we've had quite a few people have gone through this winter or this past season, if you're Southern Hemisphere, have gone through this past season doing a lot of inner work, doing a lot of reflecting and healing, and now is this time of allowing things to take hold in the earth and spring forward. There's a lot of spiritual awakening as well. A lot of people being awoken to their spiritual gifts. And so if this is not, maybe some of our manifestations are not coming to fruition, but this is talking about our spiritual gifts blossoming, our spiritual gifts blooming and transitioning. And you see we have this little butterfly up here. It's a message of spiritual transformation. And so over this past season, over the past few months, maybe it's even the last few years, you've had changes. Things have fallen out of your life, and you're no longer resonating with things that you used to resonate with. You're now kind of in this in-between, for some people, this in-between stage. And it kind of feels for a lot of you like you're in limbo. And what this is you're transitioning. You're transitioning to the more ego-based soul that you were, or I should say ego-based person, into a more soul-aligned person. And as you are, this is also awakening, a message of awakening. As you are awakening and your spiritual gifts are coming in and you're more connected with the divine, you're going to notice changes in your life. And so some of these wishes that you've had in the past, or things that you want to manifest for yourself, are no longer as important as they used to be. And this, you could have seen this over the last few years, or this could have happened like in the last week. This is going to be different for everyone, but it can be that fast. It can be this gradual thing, or it can be bam, you made a wish last week, or you wanted to manifest something, and all of a sudden this week you're like, okay, that no longer resonates with me. And that's totally fine. It's just you're transitioning. And so you're at this place where some of your old wishes, you might be literally hanging them up to dry, so to speak. You might be not interested in what they can give you anymore. And so now you're having to create and dream up new wishes for yourselves. So I'm going to shuffle a new deck and see what other messages come forth for this 4/4 portal. Okay. Tsunami, wake up call. That's a big one. I love that card. It can be challenging sometimes, but I still love this card. Okay. Desert. Oh yeah, messages are coming up right away. You're for some of you, you're having to seek out new dreams, new visions, new wishes. You're having to find what resonates with you now. So it's like maybe you've had this wake up call, maybe something has happened to you, or maybe something's going to happen to you today that something that's made you change your mind, or your perspective on life, or your perspective on how you're living, or perspective on certain things in your life. And something big has happened. And this could be happening in the next week too. So it's the 4th. I believe we're in Mercury retrograde until the 7th. And then, of course, we have the shadow phase. And so this is still kind of a time. We just finished the eclipse season. So maybe the eclipse season brought something to light for you, or maybe something is going to come to light for you over the next few days as Mercury is slowly going back to normal. Maybe something is going to come up to you for you, and you've seen something, some truth is coming to light, your perspective has changed, you've had some kind of wake-up call, and so now you're having to find your new vision. And it's, like I said, for some people, you're in a place of limbo, and this feels like that limbo place where your dreams of old are not quite resonating with you any longer, but you don't know where to take it from here. And so it feels like more of that more of those, you're going to be figuring it out soon. Okay. Let's see what else is coming up. Oh, that was about to jump off. Okay. Breathe. Oh, look at this. Both of them. Take a deep breath and breathe. That's perfect. Same words. That's just telling us that it's time to, if you were in that place of limbo, if you're in that place of like a vision quest, maybe that is bringing up some scattered emotions. Maybe that is stressing you out because you don't have a plan. You don't have a way forward. You don't have something that is familiar. And for some people, that may be a very, very scary or nerve-wracking place to be in, where you are unsure where you're going to go. You don't know where your next steps are. You don't even necessarily have a vision for your next steps. And You're being asked, your guides are asking you to just take a deep breath, to relax, to live in the moment. And if any of you have watched any of my zodiac horoscope readings that I just posted, check out my channel for your sign or your moon, sun, rising sign, because a lot of those readings were guidance to get out of your head and into your body. So some of them were very actually focusing like on sexual energy and sensuality and erotic energy. And it's getting out of that head space and into that body space, that heart space. Because when you're aligned with your heart, is when you're aligned with your soul energy and your soul's desires. And so this portal has that same energy, getting out of your head and into your body, into the present. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past. Focus on the present and living and enjoying and being in love and having fun, kind of fairy-like energy, just living in the moment and enjoying and having fun and playing games. Okay. Any other messages coming up for this 4/4 portal guides? Okay, that one seems to want to come out. Shaman, healing, more healing. That's been a common thread, looking at healing. So this wake-up call, this tsunami, could be bringing forth, they're saying shedding light on some of your shadows, triggers, and that's exactly what needs to happen. The light needs to come in and be shown, shed light. I hate saying that again, I just said it, but shedding light on your shadows and your dark spaces within you to help them be healed. Okay, it's the light is coming in to show you what needs to be healed so it can be healed and released. And so you might still be in that space as we go into this portal. We might still be in this space of healing and shining light on those shadows. And it kind of makes me think what they're saying with this is that your shadows actually are gifts. They are, let me see if I can figure out how to understand this. So they're it's like when the light comes in. So they're showing me like the dark stars. Okay. So they're showing me the stars are dark, but when light comes in and shines on them, they're actually little gifts that you have. I'm not thinking of a good example because I don't thoroughly understand it, but within our shadows are our spiritual gifts. So when we can look into our shadows, the things that are hurt, so a lot of times within our shadows are very emotional places. They are our shadows because they're places of pain that we've gone through, that we've experienced, places of pain and trauma. And the pain and trauma derives from our gifts being diminished, being criticized, being abused. And so, but those aspects of ourselves are part of our divine gifts. And so, for example, maybe you have a very compassionate nature. And as a child, you were criticized because you were too nice. And so you developed this ego, this trauma around being too nice. And as you grew up and your ego became stronger and your ego turned into your adult persona, that aspect of being nice or being too nice, as you were trained basically, became a shadow for you because it was kind of an embarrassment, because people told you it was an embarrassment. However, your gift of this deep compassion is part of who your soul intrinsically is. And so you came here to have that amount of compassion for people. And so your shadows are actually your gifts. And this 4-4 portal is bringing in light, shining onto those shadows to illuminate the shadows as your actual gifts. And that's how you need to see it. That's how you need to view them, is actually divine gifts from the universe. Okay? That was a lot of information, and I hope I was able to explain that well enough. Okay, I want to take, okay, these are, I've had these cards for years, and they always resonate so well. So let's take one more card. Actually, no. I don't want to. I want these moon cards. Give me something, one last bit of information, and then I'll break it down. Okay. Cool your emotions. That makes sense. If we're going through and our triggers are being exposed, or not necessarily exposed, if our shadows are being exposed and our triggers are being tweaked, our emotions may be running high. And so realize that if your triggers are being tweaked and your emotions are running high, it's only because of the universe trying to expose them for you. So it's nothing, your external space, your external environment, your physical environment is ruled by your internal environment. So if you're having these triggers that are causing anger and causing you to lash out, then your external environment, your physical environment is going to reflect that. So try to stay calm through all of this changing energy, and we're still in retrograde. A lot of light is coming in with this 4-4 portal. So just be aware, things are being illuminated, but your triggers and emotions might run high, but it's a very, very positive illumination. Everything is being illuminated for your highest good, for your divine purpose. And so allow yourself to move through the emotions, take a deep breath, get outside, drink plenty of water, and allow yourself to be and sit in the emotions. And I know that is a really, really hard space to just sit in the sometimes very difficult emotions. Ho'oponopono works well, meditation, anything that you know that works for you, this is the perfect time to do that. Okay, I am going to go ahead and shut down this collective reading. Stay tuned for my pick a card reading that is going to get more specific for you individually. Okay, I'll see you soon. Hey everyone, this is Heather, the Starlight Priestess. Today is the 4-4 portal, April 4th, 2025. However, if you are viewing this some time from now, the energy is aligning for you to see this video. So I have a 2-part video today. The first one was the collective reading, and we're here now with the pick a card reading. So I have chosen 3 different decks instead of the same deck, but with different cards. And this deck, my pile 3, 2 cards came out. However, one of the cards is a whale and pile 1 is also a whale. So maybe you're drawn to both piles. If that resonates with you, then I would take a look at both of those. But here are our cards. Pile 1, you have whale, breach. Okay. Pile 2 from my fairy deck is Green Man's Bride. And from this deck, we have Whale and Orca Elders. and a new earth. Okay. So the timestamps for each of the videos are below, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your 4/4 portal reading. Okay, you chose the Whale, so I'm going to hone in on this energetically and see what's coming through, and then I'll draw the rest of the cards. But the energy that they're showing me is it's almost like you're falling. I mean, like a whale when it jumps out of the water and crashes into back into the water again. That's a lot of times a playful move, but for this, it feels like you're just kind of falling and crashing. It feels like things are falling away from you, like falling under your grip almost. It feels like you have lost control of things, and your life kind of feels like it's upside down. It feels like it once was something and it's flipped, and you're not sure how to flip it upright again. But what's coming through is it's flipped, forcing change. You are changing. And so what was once normal for you no longer resonates. And so things are falling away, and you feel as though they're falling apart and you're losing things, but these are actually things that no longer resonate with you, and it aligns with the universe to make space for things that are in alignment with your soul's path. And so these things don't align, so they're falling out of your energy circle or your energy resonance, so to speak. And these things that are falling away, these things that you feel are falling apart, are actually for your highest good. It doesn't feel like that. It feels scary, or it's sad, or it's frustrating. And maybe it's very confusing because you don't understand why these things are happening. But I promise you, it's for your highest good. And everything is kind of being stitched together for you by the universe. And so and I said stitched together, it's because they're showing me like a patchwork quilt. And there's a lot of layers to a quilt, but you have all these different patches on the top layer. And these patches are they're old or they're tattered, and they don't align with what you want your quilt to look like. And so they have to be kind of meticulously cut out and taken apart to bring in new ones to replace the sections. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's what they're showing me anyway. So it's actually very, very meticulously planned out by the universe. And so these things just aren't happening to you. But it might seem like that. Maybe, you have a friend that just stopped talking to you, and you're like, what is this? Why? Maybe you were just up and fired from your job, and you have no reason why, because it doesn't, you were a great employee. It's just because it doesn't align with your path. And the universe is providing you with these situations of lack to bring in something that better aligns with where your soul's going. Okay. That was the message. So let's pull some more cards to see what else is coming through. Okay, and I apologize too. I might call you pile 2, even though you're pile 1. My guides had me start with pile 2, so I'm doing things a little backwards. So I apologize in advance if I call you pile 2. Okay, let's pull one more. Whoa, holy cow. Okay, hang tight. I have to actually get out of my chair, and that went under my computer, across my desk, and onto the floor. Lots of communication, apparently. Okay. The universe is illuminating you. It's illuminating your magic. And this is exactly what I just read in pile 2. And I also read about this in the collective. See this darkness all around her in this card? She's, you have this beautiful fairy in this flower, but all around her is dark. And the sunlight or some kind of light is coming in and illuminating her. And that's what's happening right now. This 4/4 portal is bringing in this incredible magical light to illuminate our darkness, to illuminate our shadows. And our magic, our soul's divine gifts are hidden in our shadows, in the things that we see as dark or negative or bad or scary or embarrassing. And so that's what's the same thing is happening with you, pile 1, is that this portal is bringing in light to illuminate your shadows. So you might see triggers coming up. As I mentioned in the collective reading at the beginning, you might have high emotions. You might have things that are setting you off, and that is to illuminate your shadows. You need to see what these are within you to be able to accept them and learn that they're actually your gifts. Okay? This is, I'm getting downloads. Like you're getting a massive amounts of downloads, and it's the same thing, this spirit. You're getting this download and you're communing with spirit. I don't know why, but it's interesting. There's an eagle. There is a bald eagle named Spirit, and that popped in my head. But I don't know if that resonates with you. But there's just a lot of communication and downloads coming in for you, and you need to kind of step outside of yourself and get away from maybe the hustle and bustle and chaos of your life to focus on communing with spirit and listening to those downloads coming in. Okay, I kind of want to see what other cards pop up, and I want this deck. I want to see what other cards pop up, because there's a lot of information that's being downloaded to you, and I want to know what information is being downloaded to you. So, guides, what information is coming in for pile 1? Okay, that wants to come out. Great and full. Wow, okay. This is almost identical. What? Okay, look at that. This. All 3s and 4s. Look at this. 3, 4, 43, 44. Wow, I'm getting chills. Okay. That is your ascended masters and your angels coming in with massive downloads for you. Massive. Your guides, your spirit guides are stepping in like crazy to help you right now. You are absolutely surrounded. And it's funny because this card is almost identical to the card we got in the collective reading at the beginning of the video. It was a person with their head, and there was a lily. I wonder if I can... Okay, I don't like to take the time to do this, but I really want to try to find this card. It is going to bug me. Okay, so bear with me. I promise I will make up for the time on this. Where are you? Is this the right deck? Maybe it's another deck. Okay, yes, there it is. Okay, look at that. This was the card I got. Holy, 4 and 3 is 7, and this is the 7th card. Look at that. You have the lily. You have the head. Something's growing out of the head. Something's coming out of the head right here. Okay. What they're saying, the divine union. Divine union is the words that are coming through. I'll put that card to the side. But divine union. So much information is coming in, so many downloads. And it feels like this is opening up. You communicating with spirit is opening you up to like divine, like a portal of time, like time shifts. And maybe you're seeing your Akashic records. There's something about Akashic records coming up. And this is interesting because we have the circle right here and we have the circle of time right here. It's like a time machine, but it's like you're going back in time. You're able to see your alternate lives, alternate realities. Like time shifts are happening, and it feels like you're able to jump very easily during this portal between lives and alternate realities. And I say alternate realities because past lives are not necessarily past, since time is not linear, it's circular. And that's what they're showing me, is that right now you have this capability of jumping between these alternate lives and alternate realities that you're in. And so if you wanted to check out your Akashic records, this is a very, very powerful time to do that. If you wanted to look into past lives, this is another very, very powerful time to do that. They're also showing you they're showing me that like with this cup, your energy is with these things that are being removed from your life, your energy is getting much cleaner, and your kind of like energetic chaos that has been going on for you is clearing out. And so you have the ability to fill your cup, so to speak, with all of this very, very divine spiritual information and this communication from the universe. Like, you have massive capabilities for divine knowledge. And if you, for some of you, this could be, like if you're a starseed or if you're a reincarnated angel, anything like that, is all of this information is able to be downloaded to you right now. This is very, very powerful energy. And it's coming into you fast. So if you feel at all inclined to meditate today, to stay away from social media, to go for a walk in the forest, to just stay away from chaos. It's Friday, so maybe that can be done for you over the weekend. Or if you're seeing this reading, a year from now, it's the same message. There is some kind of opening, some kind of tear in the fabric of our reality right now, where you're having massive ability to connect via spiritual means. And so you have so much that you have access to right now. So I encourage you to explore whatever you are inclined to explore. Okay, that is a lot right there. Okay, let's shift these, and I want to come out. I want to do some more cards. Which deck? Okay, let's do the fairies deck. Okay, that's coming up for pile 1. This portal. Okay, shimmer. Okay, these are the cards I just had for pile 2. So if you resonated with pile 2, this may be important to you. Okay, let's do one more card. Okay, what's one more card? Okay, maybe not. Okay, I will put you back. And excuse me, I'm very excited. So I'm talking fast and need some water. So, excuse me. Okay. Oh, look at that. We have another 4 right here. And we have another 3. Then we have a 3 and a 9. Interesting. Okay. Shimmer. What came to mind when I saw that card is like shimmering across time. it feels like you have this very unique ability to shimmer in and out of time. Like you can very easily, what I was saying, very easily transport yourself between your alternate realities. Maybe you're experiencing this in your dreams. Maybe you've had visions recently of faraway places or different time periods. Maybe you've had daydreams, something like that. This is not just random. This is specific. This is specific for you. And it feels like the more you explore, the more you're going to come across your gifts, the more your spiritual gifts are going to be unearthed and are going to come to the forefront. And it feels like something about like this shimmery energy that you can see things. Like you can see shifts in time. You can see maybe little holes in time. And that's interesting because I've been seeing these sparks recently of light. And I keep wondering what it is. I haven't taken the time to really delve into that, but it almost feels like there's like little tears in our physical reality, and there's something more to it. So for you, I would delve into that and explore that if that's something that you've been seeing lately or noticing. But there's some kind of shimmer and magic around you that's happening. There's changes that are happening. And maybe, not the shimmering or time or anything like that. Maybe it's just as simple as you feel that your reality is changing. You feel that your personality is changing. And this is all part of your shift. This is all part of the old falling away and making room for the new and energetically aligned. Okay, so these two cards right here, daydreaming and story. You are the creator of your story. And getting you out of your head and getting you out of your head and not focused on these things that do not align with you is giving you more opportunity to daydream, to create, to be creative, to visualize a life for yourself that really resonates. And so something that they're saying very clearly is do not dwell on these things that fall away. Do not focus on them. Do not think about them. Do not do that revolving thought of why did this happen? What's wrong with me? Why did I, make this choice and this happened? It has nothing to do with you, or the choices that you made, I should say. It has everything to do with what doesn't align for you. Okay, this was not your doing. Anything falling away from you was not your fault. It is not your doing. It was the universe stepping in to find something better for you. So do not dwell on that. Focus on what you want to create for yourself. How do you want to write your story? See, she's writing her story. She is creating in her thoughts what she wants to create in her physical reality. If any of you have, know anything about quantum physics and the way energy works, then you understand a little bit about manifesting and how we create with our thoughts our physical reality. Okay, we are our creators. And so by designing your story and by focusing on what you want to happen, you are going to physically manifest it because that is just the way energy works. Okay, so your focus, this portal is illuminating what needs to be released, what needs to be healed so you can create it as a gift, and what information is coming into you, because there's so much you are going to be learning about yourself in this time period. It's interesting. I talked about the circles in this card, and this is behind her too. It's this time. I swear it's a time portal. That's what it feels like for you, pile one. Okay. Let's see, where are we at on time? 20 minutes. Let's go a little bit longer. Okay, I want these. Nope, I've already had those. I already pulled those. Okay, nope, what do we want? Do we want, oh yeah, let's do the mermaid. That feels good. Okay. Okay. Pile 1. What other messages do you have for pile 1? Yeah, not sure about that card. Okay. Pile 1. Okay, that one wants to come out. Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to give. Giving and receiving, it feels like this flux of energy. When you give to yourself, filling your own cup, as we go back to that card, allowing yourself to receive, giving to yourself, is also going to, the energy is going to be primed for the universe to give to you as well. So giving to you, filling your own cup, is an energy. The universe is going to match that energy and going to also give to you. So it's time to focus on you. Maybe some of these relationships that have fallen away recently, whether it's a job or a friendship, maybe a personal relationship, have been taking a lot of your time, and you've been focusing so much on external of yourself, like to other people or to your job or to projects or things like that. You've been focusing so much out of yourself, you've been putting yourself second. And so the universe has matched that energy, putting you second, always finding things to fill your plate. But everything is now aligning your higher self for your highest good, that you are putting yourself first. And as you start to put yourself first, the universe is going to match that. And it's going to start bringing things to you that fall in line with your story, with what you want to create for yourself. It feels like you have been writing the story of others. It doesn't feel like you've been writing your own story. It feels like the life that you are creating for yourself, the vision you had for your life, is not actually your own, but is other people. Maybe society, maybe from your parents or friends as you were growing up, people that influenced you from a young age. It feels like that is the story that you took on and the life that you're creating for yourself, but that's not what aligns. It's not you. It's not coming from a soul's perspective. And so it's very easy to see why the universe is conspiring to remove those things from your life, because they don't align with your soul. They don't align with what your soul tried to create before you came into this life. Okay, what else is coming through? Okay, I want these transformation butterfly cards. Okay, I'm just gonna have to start stacking the cards on top of the other ones, so sorry if it gets confusing to look at. Okay, ideal course of action. Pause. Illumination. Yeah, it's interesting. The illumination, she's looking at the moon, and there is this white light right here. It feels like you're searching for an ideal course of action, but you just can't find one yet. She's looking to find like this direct path, but there's things that are stopping her. Like she has the iguana on her head, and there's a lion, and there's a bears and flamingos. I mean, there's like all sorts of distractions around her. And what's coming through is it's not your path yet. Your path isn't defined. And so stop looking for an ideal course of action or a well-defined path, because it's not there. You are going to be making your own path. And that's why this pause is here. Take a second to be with yourself. to explore who you are and your history and your background. Learn about you. Allow yourself to fill your cup. Allow yourself to create an ideal future for you, but you don't even know what's ideal yet. So you have to take this pause. Let the universe illuminate the things in your life that resonate with you and that don't resonate with you. Obviously, certain things have been falling away. I said that at the very beginning of the reading. Certain things have been falling away, but you feel like you're in this upside down falling, like things are falling apart. And when you're in that place, it's kind of like this Alice in Wonderland where she's tumbling down, where she first falls into Wonderland and she's like upside down and falling and everything is out of sorts and she's confused and dizzy. And it kind of feels like you're in that space where you don't have a solid foothold in what you want to create for yourself. So you're asking to take a pause to allow the universe to illuminate things for you. And as things are illuminated, you're going to more clearly define what you want for yourself in your life. As you learn, as you go down these tunnels of history too, like as you go explore past lives or explore your Akashic records or figure out what these magical gifts are that you have received, your future is going to be more clearly defined. So if you're in this place of limbo right now, that is exactly where you need to be, even if it feels awful. Even if it feels confusing and difficult, it is exactly where you need to be, because it is in that void where you're going to do the exploration to find yourself. So this portal, this 4/4 portal, is not only allowing things to fall away, but it's allowing the magic in. It's allowing the light in. You may not have a clear, defined view ahead, but you're in this beautiful place of pause and illumination. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there for you, Pile 1. Hopefully, everything made sense and it resonates. Okay. If you liked my reading, please hit that like button. If it resonated and you'd like to share about your life or what you liked about the reading, please comment. I always love to see your comments. And if you want to see more of my readings, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and so you can be notified when I put out new readings. I'm sending you all so much love, and I hope you have a beautiful and magical portal today. See you soon. Hello, Pile 2. The card you chose was Green Man's Bride. Now, I was called to do this reading first. Normally, I just do them in order. But this card was like instant downloads, so I'm actually doing your pile first. So if I accidentally call you Pile 1, forgive me, you are still Pile 2. Okay, so as soon as this card came out of the deck, the first thing that I heard was contracts breaking. Legally binding things are coming to an end. This could be karmic cycles too. They're saying debts are paid. So something you have been doing, or it's just that time that your karma or the karma that you came into this world to take care of is done. It's coming to an end. Cycles are ending. And it's this picture is like what they're showing me is like that she was promised to this king or this man, and it also feels like patriarchal relationships. So relationships where maybe there's a masculine energy that's being lorded over you in some way, shape, or form. And this is just masculine energy. It's not necessarily men or women. It's just a masculine energy. So it's some kind of control of you from a masculine energy is coming to an end. And I keep seeing like boss and employee relationships, like, you know, this, I don't know if you've ever seen Office Space, but that's what's coming to mind. But it's this energy of like, you know, the boss has all control and is a masculine, and sometimes there could be, you know, sexist office politics or things like that going on. So I don't know if there's anyone out there that's in a very specific situation like that. That could be a very specific situation, or it could just be the energy that I'm feeling. This could be relationships too, and I'm seeing almost abusive relationships, like relationships where there's a masculine energy that is almost abusive towards you. And if that's the situation, I'm incredibly sorry. It feels like it's coming to a close though, or if it's not a close, there is going to be an opportunity for you to remove yourself from that environment, remove yourself from that situation. And if you didn't see my collective reading at the beginning of this video, the card came up, wake up call. And so there could be some situations that you were forced into to remove you from a bad relationship, a bad boss situation, some kind of situation where people are lording their power over you. And this is all about, it's about power. It could be about sex. It could be, it's control. And this is coming to an end. That energy is very old world energy. It's a very 3D energy. And that is something that is being, the universe, our ascension is trying to remove and eradicate. And unfortunately, those situations can only be removed through illuminating them. And to illuminate the situation, we have to see them for what they are. And so we have to experience them. We have to go through them, and we have to make a conscious choice to step away from them. Karma, we're breaking karma by doing something different. So you may have been in similar situations for many past lives. Maybe you have had, you know, abusive spouses, abusive bosses, you know, maybe even like kings and queens have abused you or put you to death. And that energy has to stop. That energy has to come to a close. And so you do that by ending the contract, breaking the karma, by doing something different. And so look at your past. If you feel you're in some kind of situation like this, look at your past, because these situations are not just something that happens. They have likely been happening throughout your entire life, just in different ways. They show up. It's the same pattern, but they show up in different energy forms, different people. And they make you feel the same way though, or very similar. And that is a repeating pattern. That is your karma. And the only way to break that karma, to step away from that cycle, is to do something different. Make a choice that you're not going to do the same thing. You're not going to sit in that relationship and allow that abuse to continue any longer. You're not going to allow someone to hold power over you or control you. And this is this card. I'm so sorry if I went down the rabbit hole with that, but they're showing me so many things. And so I had to get that all out. But this is all about power and control. And I'm just feeling, and I'm sorry, I'm smacking my microphone. I'm feeling very angry and very irritated and very kind of on my soapbox. So if you feel that way, I'm extremely sorry. My heart goes out to you. Trust me, I have been in that situation before, in many situations like that. And it's awful. But you will get through this, and you are strong. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to see what other cards we pull. This 4/4 portal is really okay, that's on the bottom of the deck, so let's just take that. This 4/4 portal is really bringing up a lot of light. It's bringing in a lot of light to our lives to illuminate the things that we need to change. We need to bring light to. We need to bring out of the shadows. Okay, this mother-daughter card. That's another, it feels like another dynamic. It feels like a mother-daughter relationship dynamic. And I'm feeling some of you might have mothers that are possibly narcissistic, or have just had very traumatic lives for themselves. And so They may not treat you like you need to be treated, like you would like to be treated. Maybe they focus on themselves. Maybe they kind of overpower you or try to control you in some way. And this feels like another type of relationship dynamic that is being brought to light with this 4-4 portal today. Okay. Oh, something else that came up is a lot of us learn self-worth from our mothers. And if you've had a mother that is very self-deprecating, you have taken on that karmic energy. And it is your turn, kind of your mission to break that cycle. And so by you focusing on what you need and what you desire and what you want, you are helping to break that ancestral energy. Okay, that's another little tidbit that came up. Okay. Okay. Let's do one more. I feel like I want to do one more card. Okay, let's take that one. Far, far away. Okay. So I have to say, I don't normally do a lot of love readings. That's not really my thing, but I love this energy. It feels so romantic and fun and sexual, and it's like a new love is starting. And I've been married almost 18 years, and so for any of you married that long, it's been a long, long time since you felt that like new relationship energy, but I am feeling this new relationship energy. And it feels like for those of you who are single, there's something there for you. For those of you who are in relationships, you might have a rekindling of some kind of passion in your relationship, something fun and flirty, and it just feels good, and you're kind of falling in love with your partner all over again. Now, I don't like to go down this path, but for some of you, it might be a new love interest, even though you're in a relationship. I do not condone adultery or, going down that path of going after someone. But if you are feeling that for someone else, take a very good look at the relationship that you are currently in and why you are not feeling that with this other person, or why you were interested in going down a new path. They're saying caution, caution, caution. Understand your feelings and why you're going in that direction. Granted, sometimes it's nice to be appreciated, and maybe your partner doesn't do that anymore, but make sure that you are understanding why you're having these feelings with someone new and you're still in another relationship. So I'm not going to get on my soapbox about that, because I understand things happen, but make sure you understand your feelings. But for everyone else, this feels like something new, something fun. Maybe if you feel that, take the time out with your old partner to try to rekindle something. If you've been with your partner a long time, find a way to rekindle that. And for those of you that are finding a new relationship or a new romantic interest, this feels wonderful. And it may not be permanent, but the energy is to help you through kind of this transition phase that we're in, this energetic transition through this ascension. A lot of things are changing. A lot of our mental dynamics and our spiritual, emotional dynamics are changing as the earth ascends, and we are called to our divine life paths. And so there's a lot of things changing, and in that change, you might have to change relationships. You might have been with someone for 20 years, and all of a sudden you just found yourself growing apart. And that's understandable. Those things happen, But just make sure that you are cautious in this process and that you understand what's going on and you don't hurt other people in the process. Okay, so off my soapbox. Anyway, so these two cards, as you're clearing away old things and you have new things, new energies and love kindling, you're going into, like I said, for many of us, we're in this transition where the old is falling away and the new is being created. For some people, myself included, we don't exactly know where we want the energy to take us. So for me, I've been in a career for 15 years. It's not fulfilling. It's almost just miserable to do every day. And I don't know where I want to go with that. I don't know what the future holds. And so some of you may be in that place that you've been doing something and you want something else. You want to change. You don't want to continue doing what you've been doing, but you don't necessarily know what's ahead. These two cards are talking about you write your own story. It's your turn to manifest whatever you want. But if you don't know what you want to write, it's time to start daydreaming. Allow yourself to be a kid again. Allow yourself, and that's why we have this new love, romantic energy coming in, because it's very youthful and it's vibrant and it's very in the emotional feelings, body-based essence and out of your head. And when we think too much with our head, we have all this logic and reason, and that's not where our soul is designed to go. Our soul is designed to follow our heart and to follow our feelings and our emotions. And so this portal and April in and of itself is bringing in this energy that is very feelings-based, very heart-based. And so you can live in the now and be present and have fun and have sex and be romantic and playful and childlike. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. It's to get you out of your head. And so when you have these daydreams, it's more based in your soul's energy than in your logical ego brain. And so when you start to design your story, when you start to write your story for what you want in your life, it's coming from your heart and it's coming from your soul instead of what you think you should be doing. Hello again, pile 2. I had to take a short break to wish my daughter well to gymnastics, off to gymnastics. Okay, so I grabbed another deck, but just reiteration of karma, karmic cycles coming to an end by by doing something different. And then we have your story, daydreaming, and romantic relationships. Okay, so let's see what else is coming up for you, this portal. Look at that. Holy cow. The storyteller. What do we have? The exact same thing. Storyteller. Writing your story. Writing your story. Exact same thing. Okay. Exposed and revealed. Yes. Things are being exposed. Oh, okay. I only wanted to do. It was getting hot in this room, so I opened the door. So, we can kind of hear traffic, so if you hear traffic in the background, I apologize. Okay, healing the heart. A lot of what's being uncovered, I said earlier that the light is exposing the shadows. And that's what this is reiterating. The light is coming in to expose your shadows, to expose your triggers, to expose things that need to be healed, because if you missed my collective reading, our gifts lie in our shadows. Our gifts are kind of covered by our shadows, by the things that not the universe, that life tells us are not good, but they're actually our gifts. But they become our shadows because of society and family and people that we live and work with, go to school with. And so what we think of as a shadow is actually a gift, is actually what we came here, how we came to serve the universe and to serve the earth in its ascension. And so these things are being exposed. And you might be seeing those things in truths being exposed as well. So this, I don't know if you can see it. It's really, I'll see if I can get, but there's actually like a person in there that's all curled up in a ball. And that is the pain that we're hiding. The aspects of ourselves that people told us are not good enough, that we have become ashamed of, those are our strengths. Those are our gifts. And so those are the things that are being revealed. Our shadows have to be illuminated so we know what our gifts are. So if there's something that you're embarrassed at yourself about, like in my collective reading, I gave the example of someone says you're too nice. And you have too much compassion for others, and your parents told you that that's a weakness. And so you've created an ego around that thought of weakness and compassion as a bad thing. I'm sorry, not weakness, but like your compassion is a weakness. If that's what you've been trained, if that's the programming you've had, that's what's going to be illuminated to you until you come to realize that it's actually a gift. So the things that we are most embarrassed of, most try to hide, and the things that are often triggered by other people, that's what's being exposed in this portal. Like the wake-up call that I discussed already, the wake-up call, those things are what's being exposed, so we know those are what our gifts are, and that's what's getting healed. And so you can find your heart's path, basically your heart's true path, your heart's desires, what really resonates with you. Okay. Okay, I'll take a couple of these. Then I want to do the butterfly for transformation because we already kind of talked about that. Okay. Okay, what's coming up for pile 2, guides, for this 4/4 portal? Okay, that's sticking out. Transformation. Yep, exactly what I've been saying. And that wants to pop out. Nourishment. Okay. It's interesting because the crows, people often think crows are obnoxious birds. They're not overly beautiful. They think of them as pests. Yet they're actually, if you watch them, they're actually very smart creatures. And I actually see them as this beautiful, it's like to me, they're the dark night of the soul. It's this transformative thing. They're dark, and you have to feed the shadows. That's what they're saying. Feed the shadows. And that's funny because it's feeding. And then we also have this nourishment. Feed the shadows. You're being asked to nourish your shadow aspects, your shadow self. Nourish who you are. So if someone has said you're lazy, go into that, feel into that, experience that, allow yourself to be lazy. And in allowing yourself to embrace that aspect of yourself, you're going to come to find out why that is a benefit for you. So maybe in your laziness, you're able to relax your mind to the point where you have these beautiful visions of, creative things, or maybe that's where you can commune with spirit. In that laziness is where you get these amazing downloads that you can share with the universe, or share with the world. Sorry. There's beauty in this aspect of yourself. And so Okay, they're trying to, there's something specific. There's like a piecing together, and I'm not getting yet, but they're saying there's something like a stitching together. It's like a story. So we look back at these things, the karmic cycles being broken. You know, you have karmic, ancestral karma that's being broken. So it feels like there's something, these shadows relate to these situations that you've been in. Like I first discussed the patriarchal energy of this card, and then I just discussed the mother ancestral karma of this card. There's some shadows in there. Okay, so if you're triggered by control situations, if you're triggered by a maternal situation of some sort, that is where you're going to find your shadows and your gifts. So something that's coming to mind. There's a situation that's happened to me where I heard something as a child, and I recently heard it again as an adult, and it really triggered me, and I haven't been able to figure out why. I'm still working through that. But if you've had that situation where someone, like a boss in several situations, or a spouse, or someone has told you the same thing, and this thing has been told to you or repeated throughout your life in different situations, and it triggers you, that is something that you need to nourish. That is something that you need to feed, because there is something in there. There is something buried in that shadow, in that trigger, that is important for your story, and that is important for your soul's development and your purpose, for your divine purpose. So there is something very strong there. So take a look at your shadows in any kind of relation to control, someone lording power over you, maternal situations, something like that. Okay. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to take these butterfly cards because we have this transformation, and I saw a butterfly. You know, that was in the collective reading, I think, but I want to do the transformation anyway. Okay. Laughter. That's perfect. Allow yourself to be childish. Allow yourself to have fun. Get out of your head. Trust your own understanding. Okay. As we go through these changes, as we go through this transformation, you're in this place of limbo. And it's because the old self is dying off and the new self is about to be born. You're not quite there yet, but you have a new understanding of the world. You have a new take on the world. And it's like from a higher perspective. See how she's flying through the air? And she is wearing an owl mask. Owls are known for wisdom, and this is coming across as ancient wisdom. You have ancient wisdom. You are likely a starseed or a reincarnated elemental. Maybe you're an angel, a reincarnated angel. You have deep, deep, deep magical soul energy. And so your feelings, your intuition, you have to trust it. It is bringing you so much information and synchronicities. They're saying synchronicities are coming up, and it's all designed to kind of help you steer yourself onto your divine path. And you know, I talked about having fun and relationships and new love and romance and sex. And it's once again getting you out of your head and into your body, into the now, laughing, enjoying life, having fun, relaxing, not taking things too seriously. It's that fairy energy that is just happy-go-lucky. And so in this portal, there's a lot of things coming up, but you have to get out of your head. Get out of your head, follow your heart, follow your intuition. And that's going to help you write your story. That's going to help you create the vision that you want your life to, the vision that you want to your physical reality to manifest as. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Pile 2, I'm going to leave it there for right now. If you have any questions or comments or this resonates with you, please comment below. I love hearing from you. If you liked this reading, please click that like button. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos when I come out with them. Okay, I'm hoping you have an amazing 4/4 portal and an amazing month. Sending you all love. See you soon. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Okay, your cards were a New Earth and Whale and Orca Elders. Okay, so what's coming up is frequency. It's talking about frequency of sound, diving deep, and keep holding the vision. And it feels like you are currently resonating with what you want to manifest. You are in alignment with your divine path, with your soul. And so keep holding your visions. Keep keeping your frequency elevated, because what you're wanting to create for yourself is on its way. Okay? You've done the work. You've released things that have been blocking your path. And this energy is ripe for you to bring in what you want to manifest for yourself. Okay, there's really not a lot coming in from that reading. Sometimes these initial cards, I get so many downloads. Yours is very simple. It's like you're in alignment. You're aligned with your soul. Okay, so let's see what else comes up. I hope it's not going to be a super short reading, that I have good things to tell you. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. The Seas of Mintanka. Okay. It's a lot of water. Breath of the Cosmos and action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay. It just feels like with these cards, what they're saying is you're in the flow. You're in the flow with the universe, with the divine. Ah, okay. Okay, if something that's coming through is you are, I think in some ways you are focusing so much on what you want to manifest for yourself that you might be getting in the way of the universe. Okay, so you've been holding your vision, you have a vision, you've been doing great, but I think either at times, maybe it's a revolving, sometimes it happens, or you've gotten to this place where you are trying to, as this says, micromanage the universe. You're trying to place the hows and the whens into your manifestation. And the universe is asking you to take a step back because it's going to happen in divine timing. For the most part, you're in the flow of things. And it feels like you're staying like in this nice, easy flow of back and forth with the universe, like energetically. But at times you might get a little anxious because you're not seeing your manifestations come to fruition, or maybe you're noticing certain things like it happening to other people around you, but it's not happening to you. Just know that if if you're trying to manifest a car and all of a sudden your neighbor comes home with that same car, it is going to happen for you. Those are messages from the universe that it is happening for you. It's on its way. Okay? It just is not divinely timed for you quite yet. But this card is saying, sit back, relax, and let the universe take control. Just close your eyes and step away from the situation. It's wanting you to kind of distract yourself. So one of the aspects of manifesting, they always say, make your wish. Just, you're going to will it to happen and then let it go. I'm not good with that because I'm kind of type A personality, so I always have difficulty with that. And so if you're in that same space, if you're kind of trying to micromanage the universe, or you're getting concerned that your manifestations aren't coming, they're asking you to distract yourself, and distract yourself with things that you feel called to do. Maybe you're called to do some kind of art, or you're called to go back to school, or you're called to, start a new exercise regimen, something like that. You have these intuitive pulls, but it feels like you're ignoring them right now, and because you're so focused on what you're trying to manifest for yourself, and you're trying to manifest it for yourself in a specific way, almost like an ego-based way, a way that you've been taught by the world, the physical world, that it has to be manifested. For example, you're wanting a car, and you're saying, okay, I have to get this car. I have to make a certain amount of money this year in order to buy this car for myself. Well, the universe is wanting you to step back, to step out of the way, because that may not be how they're going to get it to you. Maybe you're going to, win this car in a drawing or something like that. The universe is kind of trying to push you aside, because you are in the flow and you are holding this beautiful vision of what you want, but it's kind of too tight. You're holding onto this vision too tight. And they're saying you need to step back and let us take care of this for you, because we are not going to bring it to you in the way that you're expecting. We are going to bring it to you in our way. We are going to bring it to you in the way that aligns. And your way is not the path. Okay? So you have these other interests, or these other things that are being presented to you. Like, see in this, you have this doorway and you have like all these sparkly lights. It's like the universe and your guides are kind of trying to distract you with these other things to get out of your head from trying to micromanage your manifestation. And so they're saying, go on, go play with the sparkly lights. Go play with these things over here that are calling to you. Don't pay attention to what we're doing. We're working on your manifestation. Go play with the lights, with the fun things over here. Okay? So it's, and if you've seen any of my the horoscope readings for this month, there were a lot of the readings where it was the same message to get out of your head and get into your body, get into your heart. Like, have fun, play, do things that interest you, do things that call to you. Make yourself happy, fill your cup. Focus on you. Do the fun stuff. Just focus on getting out of your head. And so that's exactly what this is. They're like, go do the fun stuff. Don't focus on your manifestation, because you're going to get in our way of us trying to bring it to you. Focus on the fun. Okay? Let's see whether cards. Let's see. Okay. These two cards came off the bottom. So, Roots of Abundance. Okay. Okay. Pile 3. What's coming up for you? Pile 3. Bearing fruit. This one was part of our collective reading at the beginning of this video. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that. This is part of it. The roots. Okay, the roots. And then we have feeling the world and bearing fruit. If these, you know what, I'm going to switch these around because that just feels like it needs to happen. So we have 2 and then we have 12. And it's like it's starting from the root and it's going up into the tree. And that's where you're going to get your beautiful fruit. That's where your abundance is going to come bursting forth. And so what is starting at the roots? They're saying get back down to basics. Once again, it's getting out of your head and into your heart, getting into your heart space, your feelings, your emotions. They're trying to get everyone right now, the universe, your guides, it's trying to get everyone to just back in their bodies, back in there to the root of things, like root chakra, and to feeling, grounding with earth and grounding into the now, being in the present and just experiencing. And also, if you're trying to manifest wealth, you can't, if your root chakra is not solid, if there's not a solid foundation, so we have these roots and we have this tree. If your root chakra, if you don't have a good solid foundation, a good root system, then your tree is not going to survive like this heavy bearing of fruit. And so this feels like a very, very strong message to look at your root chakra. If you're trying to manifest some kind of wealth or some kind of security for yourself, or love even, do you feel safe? Do you feel safe in your body? Do you feel safe in your spirit? Do you feel safe in your home? Do you feel secure with wealth? You know, maybe you grew up without a lot of money and it was scarce, or maybe you even had trouble, finding food. Maybe you didn't have a safe environment. Maybe you didn't feel safe. You were abused. And so your root chakra is not strong and solid. It doesn't have the solid foundation that you need for this expansive harvest of fruit that your tree is going to bear, or the universe is planning for you to bear. So take a look at your root chakra. There's something about blood. Something about blood is coming up. I don't know, this little red thing, I've never noticed it there before, but that's standing out to me right now. What is that? Some of you may have experienced violence as children or early in your life. Maybe there was some kind of blood spill. This is obviously a very specific message for someone. And healing that is your key to abundance. It's having to move through that pain. That's what they're saying. Moving through that pain, allowing the emotions. It feels like the emotions from something that happened like that were very, were kind of pushed down inside of you. Maybe some of you, if someone has experienced something like that, you even close down any memory you had of it because it was so traumatizing. And you don't necessarily have to live through those emotions again, but if you're experiencing, you have this desire for some kind of emotional processing, you can ask your guides and spirits to let the emotions wash over you. Even if you don't have that memory, you can allow the emotions to wash over you and to move through those emotions. I know some people, there are some healers out there that are not proponents of moving through emotions because it can be too traumatizing to people. Personally, for me, I feel the emotions need to be let out and worked through. One really good way to do that is breath work. Sometimes if you go through the breath work sequence, the emotions can be released. When you are, like, your brain will shut down, and so you don't actually have memory of it. But the emotions will be physically released from your body through shaking or vibrations, or like your convulsions type thing like that. So that may be something that someone needs to go through, is allowing yourself to release those stuck emotions without having to go through the trauma once again through breath work. So if you don't know what breath work is, look into it. Or if you are experienced with breath work, then maybe going through some breath work sessions. Because that healing, that trauma is the key to unlocking your abundance. Okay, let's see. What else? Feeling the world. It feels like for some of you, you are having these very strong waves of emotion because you're so deeply connected to the earth and others in the earth. It feels like if you are experiencing these strong waves of emotion, it's not exactly you, it's others around you. So they're saying ground into the earth. Allow yourself to ground into the earth to heal. To not necessarily heal those emotions if they're not your own, but to release those emotions. Let the emotions flow into Gaia to help you get rid of them. Because that seems to be like some of these traumas and some of these very strong emotions are kind of blocking you from your ability to have fun. They're kind of like forcing you into this place of lack. And so you're more micromanaging what you want to manifest for yourself out of a place of fear. And you're not seeing these like distractions really, or you're seeing the distractions as a distraction instead of a positive distraction the universe is sending for you to kind of play and have fun and relax. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, these cards are really coming up. Okay, pile 3. What's coming up for pile 3, guides? What else can I share with them? Okay. I'm hearing a weird banging outside. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, but it's distracting to me. Hopefully you don't have it. Okay. Let love be your beacon. And culmination of vision. So here's your vision. Like she's holding her vision. And she's sending that vision. Oh, okay. It seems, like I just said, it seems like your visions are more based in fear. And like your micromanaging is more fear-based, like lack-based, based on anything that are like these past hurts from your root chakra, or even for some of you, what you're feeling from like energetically from the whole earth, from humanity, kind of, you're picking up on that energy. And so you have this micromanaging energy about your manifestations. But when you're able to come in from your heart, come in from your soul, then you're going to have a lot more clean vision. Like you're going to be able to send your vision out to the universe, let it go, and know that it's coming back to you. Have this calm energy that you know it's going to come back to you in time when it needs to. And this feels like a lot less anxious of an energy than this does right up here. Like your visions are going out, you're in the right flow most of the time, but you have this anxious fear kind of surrounding what you want to manifest. And that's energy is getting in the way and slowing things down. But when you're able to work through the root chakra and these emotions that are making you afraid and lack oriented, you're going to get to a place where you're calmly going to send your vision out, send your manifestations to the universe to be taken care of, and you will trust. You just trust. You know in your heart that it's going to come to you, and you can wait patiently and calmly and live in the now and be present and enjoy that space of presence and calm, knowing that your manifestations are going to come when they are divinely timed. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. What else is coming? Okay, that deck is calling to me. Okay, what else? What else for pile 3? Ooh, lightning power. Okay. Okay. I guess you want to come. Wow. Okay. If you did not watch my collective reading at the beginning of this video about the 4/4 portal, we had the same wake-up call card. Same. And now we have a tsunami, we have the tsunami and we have the lightning with power. So the universe, you may be getting a wake-up call like today or the next course of few days, a week maybe, that something isn't aligning or something needs to be healed. And we're talking about this, maybe the root chakra, or maybe this energetic, what's the word? Like this collective energy from the rest of the world and humanity. Like something is stuck for you. And this may be a wake-up call coming to say, okay, this is what you need to get rid of. Because this feels like it's coming in to really shake things up. To really shake up your energy. Okay, you know what? I want more information about this. Oh, yeah. Okay, that deck. Okay, this card came off the bottom. So, okay, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to shift all of these down here. We have plenty of space. Okay. Okay, we have contract. And you know what? Contract, that was in pile 2. I'm not sure if you resonate with pile 2, but that was like the main contracts and karma being broken. So things tying you. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to just do 2 for right now. And then, okay, we were talking about this root chakra, right? We're talking about the root chakra and things that are kind of tying you to the past. Well, this contract, there might be some injustices in your past, where contracts are being broken. So you might have had trauma from your childhood or from your early life, or maybe even past lives, parallel lives. And that karma has followed you. And so you've been dealing with karma and it's been kind of stuck in your root chakra. And there might be a wake-up call, some kind of power, some kind of force of nature that forces you into looking or changing what you have experienced. And you can change that by either acting different, or this could also be a message for some of you that the universe has stepped in to break this karmic contract and you are released from it. Because you have done something to release it. So you're either going to release this yourself or the universe is going to release it for you, but something is breaking apart. Something is breaking down. And it feels like it has to do with what you're trying to manifest. And so they're working with this karmic stuff to get you what you want. But they want you to focus on healing. Like, see, they're like I was talking about, they're like all these shiny objects. They're trying to distract you with shiny objects. And so healing might be part of these shining objects. or something is happening around you, something happens in your life that causes like some kind of breakdown. And they're wanting you to focus on that part of healing yourself instead of your manifestations. Because the manifestations are going to come, they're working on it. And it's interesting, this water right here is turquoise in this lightning, and all of these other ones, all of this water right here for your manifestations are kind of turquoise. Okay, we have the angel of strength. It feels like some of you might be Leos. We have this lion. For others, I just feel like you have this very like warrior personality. You're very strong. And you may feel exhausted. You may feel just worn down. But they're saying you're almost there. Hang in there, you're almost there. Your manifestations are being worked on. But you need to do some healing work in here too. And it's this healing, this karmic past, healing, any trauma that you've had. And it feels like some of it's related to the solar plexus chakra as well. So, so that is also coming through, that sometimes you don't have the faith because you don't feel deserving of maybe what you're manifesting. So for some of you, it's tied to the root chakra, but for others of you, it's kind of come up in the solar plexus chakra as well. Like you don't necessarily feel you're deserving of this, of what you want to manifest for yourself. And so that's kind of a stepping stone too. So you're trying to micromanage it, and instead of being so kind of all up on the universe about where my manifestation is, they want you to take a step back with this healing going on and focus on loving yourself and appreciating yourself and knowing how beautiful and magical you are and how much you are deserving of what you want to manifest for yourself. So that's what's coming through. There was a lot. Hopefully this all made sense, pile 3. I think I'm going to leave it here at that. If you haven't seen the collective reading at the beginning, take a look at that. And I would suggest taking a look at some of my horoscope readings that I just posted yesterday and April 1st. Because I think there's a lot of good information that might be more pertinent and help you get a little bit in deeper with how this portal reading resonates with you. Okay, if you liked my reading, please click that like button. I'd love to hear your comments, how this resonated. Let me know maybe where you're from or what your favorite card was. That would be great. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my readings. Other than that, I hope you have a beautiful April and spring pile 3, and I will see you back here soon for more readings.